Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a book review on The Royal We by Heather Cox and Jessica Morgan. The Royal We follows American Rebecca Porter as she goes to England to attend Oxford University. And to her surprise, just down the hall, she's neighbors with the future King of England, Prince Nicholas. Starting off just as friends, Bex and Nick quickly realize that they're falling in love with one another. Suddenly, Bex is thrown into the royal spotlight, where her every move is judged and analyzed. Bex only wants to marry the man she loves, not the king that he is destined to be. So the big question is, will Bex go through with the wedding of the century? Let's get this out of the way immediately. If you go through all of the book reviews of this book on, say, something like Goodreads, you will notice that pretty much every reviewer, and myself included, are saying that this book is basically Kate Middleton and Prince William fan fiction. And it's not a bad thing, I don't think. I think this book was very successful in what it was trying to do. And I tell you what, I love this book. It was so smart, so fun, and I just love the story, I love the characters. I have always been in love with the English monarchy. I don't really know why. It's just so fascinating to me. I don't know if it's because I'm an American and we don't have a monarchy here in America, obviously, and so I don't know if that's what has always kind of intrigued me about the monarchy, because it's just such a foreign thing to me, and the people who are part of the monarchy are just fascinating for whatever reason. But I guess what it boils down to, I've always just liked the idea of princes and princesses and castles and, you know, just the fairy tale life. I guess as an American that's what appeals to me. And that's kind of what I liked about this book. When Bex starts getting into this relationship with the future King of England, you know, it kind of is a fairy tale life for her until she realizes that the fairy tale life is not all it's cracked up to be. There's a lot of downsides to it, especially once she's thrown into the media spotlight. Being with the future King of England places Bex in a lot of scrutiny and judgment, and it causes a big rift between herself and her family, as well as even her own twin sister. And speaking of the twin sister, that's another thing that I particularly really enjoyed about this book as well. Even though it is a romance between Bex and Nick, it's also a story about these two siblings and all this drama that occurs between them because of Bex's relationship with Nick. So yeah, even though this is kind of what I would call a very fluffy contemporary book, contemporary romance, however you want to view it, I do think there's a surprising amount of layers to this book once you kind of dig into it. Because that was what I was expecting. I was expecting just total chick lit, you know, not much to it, but I was pleasantly surprised with the amount of meat that was lying underneath the surface. Just to talk about the characters really quickly, I'm very curious how people view these characters, not just Nick and Bex, but just all the other characters that surround the main duo. A lot of the characters are not really that likable. I think this book is kind of fairly honest in its portrayal of characters because, you know, people aren't perfect. Pretty much all these characters in this book, they have their irritating flaws, they have their irritating quirks, so yeah, they come across very much as real people, which I think is a good thing, even though at the same time, sometimes they are fairly unlikable on occasion. But yeah, once you get to those more emotional bits of the story, then yeah, that's where you really connect with the characters and love them. Another unique thing about this book that I haven't even mentioned yet, the book actually takes place over the course of an entire decade. Like I said, it starts off with Bex going to university, her first couple years of college, and yeah, going through this whole decade of the Bex and Nick relationship and how their relationship grows and falters over time. And I definitely really loved the supporting cast of characters. They were super fun as well. I definitely loved Nick's brother, which, like I said, this is totally Kate and Will fan fiction, and Nick's brother in this book is totally Prince Harry, which I loved. Overall, I really enjoyed this book. It was so much fun. I was pleasantly surprised. I am not a very big reader of contemporary chick lit. Contemporary chick lit just doesn't really speak to me for some reason. But yeah, like I said, I mostly just wanted to pick this up because it sounded like Kate and William fan fiction, and I do love Kate and Will. So I figured, what's the harm in picking this up? And I'm glad I did, because I thoroughly enjoyed this. So much fun. Definitely a great speedy read. It reads very, very quickly. Take it to the beach, take it on a plane, you know, enjoy a frappuccino or something while you read it. It's just that good. So that's it for this review of The Royal We. Have you guys read this book? Have you heard about it? Do you want to read it? Just let me know your thoughts down below. So that's it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you liked this book review, you may like these other book reviews. Bye guys.